it's mind-boggling. I mean, just the whole Trump narrative is the U.S. government doesn't negotiate well with companies like Boeing. And then what is Boeing doing negotiating, poorly with, our enemies like Iran? It's absolutely mind-boggling to me. So absolutely, David.
Well, one thing that is happening, or that we began to see the beginnings of last week, is he's putting up competitive bidding, saying, okay, if Boeing can't give us a good deal, maybe Lockheed Martin can. Does that go anywhere, Jeremy?
That would go, I think, somewhere, and you have other companies like European companies like Airbus. But where is that relevant to Boeing giving 50% discount to our enemies? In fact, if anything, this is just going to add to Trump's narrative. This is, again, completely mind-boggling, and it hurts Boeing because now when Boeing's going to try to do business with the U.S. is going to have tremendous leverage over them, which is a complete paradigm shift from what it's been.
Shelby, it's I think, a terrible Pentagon tradition to give these non-competitive bids out to these companies for big projects. They say because, they last many years, the companies have to plan for it, so you can't give competitive bidding. I think you may be able to do that. And so I believe so does Donald Trump.
I think we saw that with Donald Trump, and already we've seen success. Boeing CEO came out and said, this won't exceed $4 billion, like Trump said. We'll make sure of it. But one thing that Trump, I'm not here to defend Boeing, but you have to keep in mind that the Defense Department also drives some of the costs. Boeing is the contractor, but they have to work with the Department of Defense. There's a lot of R&D that goes into this. And so negotiating is probably the best way to go about this. As Trump says, it's a dance. But it's also a federal government issue, not just a Boeing
But, Jeremy,
issue.
Is there a way that the commander-in-chief can cut through that government bureaucracy by negotiating from the top?
Well, they haven't been in history, but that's what Trump's saying that he's going to be able to do. And he certainly is a bully pulpit. He uses Twitter to do it. He's kind of made the initial shot with Boeing and Air Force One. So if anything, he's certainly going to try to embarrass Boeing and other companies into negotiating the best rates that we can get.
Shelby, how far does this go? Is this a model negotiating from the bully pulpit itself? Is this a model that, and he's not even president yet, that he actually applies to day-to-day activities when he becomes president?
I think this will go as far as Donald Trump can take it. He loves this. He loves negotiating.
Exactly.
That's why he ran for president. He does have to be a little bit careful about singling out certain businesses, and when we see him tweet about Boeing, the stock drops. That could pose problems for a Trump administration. They may have to deal with some sticky legal issues, but Donald Trump will negotiate as much as he could possibly.
Jeremy, quickly, is there any danger to the country in doing this? Quickly.
I don't think there's necessarily, the danger is just what Shelby said. The danger is it's going to hurt the stock market in these companies, and I do worry about that.
All right. Great show, guys. Thank you very much. Hope you at home are going to join us every night at 6 p.m. this week.